Welcome back, race fans, to day 4 of the 2019 World Jet Boat Championships, and today's video brought to you by Fort Motors. Today's the first day off or down day in the marathon. We find ourselves here at Magoo's Landing just outside of Grand Prairie as boaters hop in the river and pre-boat and get ready for tomorrow's day of racing up to Wapiti Gardens and back. Day offs don't consist of racers and navigators and their support crews putting their feet up and relaxing today. Oh no, they're going to be looking for every mile an hour they can out of their boats because the A-Class, CX, and Unlimited are all separated by only seconds. Gord, we've had an exciting class in the Unlimited and overall here in this year's Worlds, and you're sitting 8 seconds ahead of Ross for top spot. Is that posing an issue to you going into Grand Prairie, or are you looking forward to Fort St. John to add a little bit more, hopefully, breathing room before the end of the marathon?
Well, no, breathing room is what we're looking for. We got to keep him. He's fast. That's a big, powerful boat, and he really has it working well. So, we're gonna have to get a little more out of this girl here. So that's why we're out here today, the day before, doing a little testing. We need to get a few more mile an hour. So, if we want to keep on top of Ross, he hasn't really put it right down. So he's running in a little bit of reserve. So, you know what? It's coming down to a great race.
The boat's been real good this year, and we had a little bit of a mechanical problem starting to show up yesterday, and as a result we took it a little bit too easy on the way up yesterday, and gave up a little more time than we wanted to Gord and Jeremy, and had no choice but to give her a little more throttle on the way down, and it was about where we wanted to be and got back a little bit of our time, and we're sitting in a pretty good spot.
We're slowly tuning. I don't think we're going to make a lot of changes from now, but we're going to get it together and try to start and finish everything.
And that's half the battle, isn't it, starting and finishing this Unlimited class?
The boats seem to stay together fairly well. Last year I had a lot of gearbox issues and whatnot, and it takes its toll, but once we get them set up, I think they're fairly good, touch wood. Right?
Darren, you've been kind of slow and steady through this, but that's probably where you want to be right now?
Yeah, we built a new boat after last year we had a bad accident, and Felix had put the boat together this year, so we're just taking it conservative and getting all the jitters out, but the boat works well.
It's something interesting to look at the times, and the Unlimited class this year has, it's almost unusual to see a DNF or a DNS.
Well, we're hoping. Everybody's running a good program. Gord's running a good program. Ross runs a real good program. It's the stuff we're getting now is getting a lot better, and everybody's putting a lot more QC into their stuff.
Awesome, Darren. Well, good luck tomorrow racing in the Wapiti, and we'll see you at the top.
Right on, thanks.
Rick, you're sitting 5th overall in CDN 1. You had some issues with your boat coming into Whitecourt, I guess?
Yeah, we found out after the race was over that we were fuel pump our surge tank and our kind of primer pump that feeds the turbine it actually quit altogether. So we had about 2 pounds pressure going into the turbine. So it was good on startup, and then it would slowly just drop off. So we got back home there after Whitecourt, did some checking, found out the fuel pump wasn't pumping at all. So put a new fuel pump, headed to Peace River, thought we had it licked, and got to Peace River and ran good to start. First half, about 10 minutes I could get out of it, and then all of a sudden it just started falling on its face. And then I found out that the new fuel pump we put in, the check valve was bypassing. So hopefully we got that rectified today, and hopefully tomorrow's a little different.
The numbers you're still hitting with a faulty fuel pump are still impressive though in that turbine.
Yeah, that's the surprising part. At the start we were right close. So we were probably still 4 miles off the pace for what we were hitting in testing.
So we can expect to see you hopefully with a new bypass valve up at Wapiti Gardens and back tomorrow. You should be right there with the guys.
I got some boats to pass, so I'm going to be pushing hard.
We're here with the 2019 race chairman, Dale Whiteside. Dale, you were actually an A competitor earlier in the marathon, but due to attrition, you were forced to just focus on the volunteering now.
Yeah, I guess so. Unfortunately, motor didn't quite keep together for me, and just a matter of looking after everything else now.
That's part of the racing. It takes a pile of volunteers and organizers to put this race on, and it's been going extremely smooth.
Yeah, I think so. We're real happy with all the volunteers and everything that's been happening. They're a great bunch of people to work with.
Not to mention all the support boats. We've been getting a lot of footage of them pulling boats off the river, much like yours.
Yeah, they're volunteering their time and taking time off of work to come help us out, so that's fantastic.
So thanks to everyone out there. Hopefully we get enough footage of you guys in the support boats and all the volunteers and timing organizers. Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Kelly Locke leading the CX class, and it's always a competitive class. This year coming in with 16 boats competing there. You're sitting where you want to be coming into your home water at Grand Prairie, probably in first place.
Absolutely. I was hoping to be sitting somewhere near to the top when I got home, and now I'm home, so I better make myself, make my rivers work for me, right? So.
Justin sure did put the heat there on you yesterday going up to Watino and back. He actually passed you, gained the lead in the CX, but on the way back, you guys gained it back. So some flip-flopping there, but it's always exciting racing watching you guys in the CX class.
Absolutely. The guy should have a straight jacket on, in my opinion. He shouldn't even be allowed out in public. He went up that river like a madman, and he come out the other end with his boat intact. I took it easy on the way up, knew I'd lose time to him because I knew he'd be charging hard. My goal was to leave Peace River, come home, and start the race. Basically for me this is where everything's gonna come together, we're hoping.
Okay. We're pretty happy with where we're sitting. We're chasing Kelly pretty hard, and yeah, we had a good run yesterday upstream and made some time on him, but coming down we had the intake bolts come loose and fill the boat full of water, so that wasn't a good start.
Yeah, you guys did have a great start going upstream yesterday on the Smoky. You guys pulled Kelly and actually took the lead. However, on the way down you had some drama and he regained the lead on you.
Yeah, I spoke to him in the morning and he said he was going to take it pretty easy going up there, so he's heard a lot of boats going up, but we pushed pretty hard because it was good water for us. But yeah, coming down we had all the intake bolts come loose and fill the boat full of water, so we had to back off right, until we get to the finish. So.
All the way from Southland, New Zealand, we got the boat 367 CX team. You guys have maybe started a little bit slower than you wanted to with a couple challenging starts in the circuits in Whitecourt and again in Peace River, but now we're on to these open legs. You guys going to be able to open it up and start picking off boats from sitting fifth right now?
Yeah, we are, Mike. Yeah, we had a bit of a rough start with balance of the boat. We couldn't get it right and couldn't get it settled down, but we got some bags of sand in there now, so we've got that sorted, and now we're going to start picking them off. Yeah.
How is navigating going up the Wapiti? You guys going to be looking forward to this run a little bit more like your narrow waters?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, very similar to a couple of the good South Island rivers in New Zealand. It's what we're here for. Obviously, circuit races for a bad couple of days, getting caught behind the bad wakes, but yeah, we're getting some good boat speed in there and some good race times, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, you guys, well, you were started in 7th and you moved up to 6th. Archie predicted you into 5th. You are currently sitting there, maybe 4th tomorrow.
I hope so, Mike. Yeah, we'll tick them off one day at a time.
Tanner, after the first 2 days of circuit racing in Whitecourt and Peace River, you guys had a pretty dominant lead in the FX class, but ended up losing the lead going up to Watino yesterday. What happened?
Yeah, no, we just decided we almost barrel rolled up there last year when we were racing, so we got to the rapids, we cooked on her pretty good, and then we drove like a couple old folks and putted through all that rapids on the way up, and got a surprise when Gerald blew our doors off there about 3/4 to the top.
So then you kind of turned it up and realized, okay, we got to pick it up a little bit there coming back down?
Yeah, we were very surprised, and Gerald, he put it all on the table there. It's his hometown, and he smoked it, so he did a very good job, and on the way down we grew wings and gave her. So we got the leg on the way down by 34 seconds, I believe. So.
We're here with the current world champ, Chad Burns. You were coming into this race with a bit of a bullseye on your back, and you were one of the first unlimited boats to have a DNF in this year's marathon. What happened to the boat yesterday?
We were about 7 miles from the finish, and we had an oil line come off the gearbox and puked all the oil out and seized the bearing.
They're a pretty expensive part in your guys' boat. Are you going to be able to find another one for tomorrow's racing?
Yeah, good friend of mine, Gord Humphreys, is lending me one for the race. So we'll put it back in and go kick some ass on these rivers.
Pretty hefty rental bill on that to run in your boat for a couple days?
Yeah, well, I'll take it easy on it.
Okay, Chad, we'll be looking forward to you taking it easy to Wapiti Gardens and back, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
No, we got some fast times to do, so we'll give it all.
It's great to get the recap from all the racers up to this point in the marathon. As you can tell, there's a lot of action happening behind the scenes that our cameras didn't catch up to this point, so we're glad we had this day off brought to you by Fort Motors to recap all the action. We'll pick it back up with day 5 tomorrow, heading up to Wapiti Gardens and back. You'll want to check that video out.